Hello and welcome to another Webcam Wednesday. These are the unedited one-take videos I make on Wednesday mornings due to lack of time. Somebody pointed out to me that when I did the System Hurts Us All video that I wasn't presenting a solution to that. That's because I think this is being misunderstood to some extent. It's not really a political point I'm trying to make, although everything is political, so in a sense it is a political point I'm trying to make. I'm making more of an emotional point. The way I see things is this. Well, first of all, I have to say, everybody, all the way through history, there appear to have been people who thought the world was about to end. And the world is not about to end, but what I think is in progress is a mass extinction, and that mass extinction will include us. So to explain where I'm coming from, I think we need to think about this in terms of bereavement. I know this isn't new to everyone. And when people are bereaved, it's obviously a very strong emotional experience, and I don't want to play that down at all. I want actually to concentrate on that. It's analysed as a process that goes through denial, anger, bargaining, depression and acceptance, although it's not always a one-way process. You can move back and forth between those experiences. Now, because we're being confronted with our mass extinction and our own extinction, we are confronted with a bereavement process, and that process has those psychological changes. So for example, at first you might deny that there's a problem. Later on you might be angry about the problem and protest about it, or perhaps do a backlash type thing. Then you do bargaining, which is the process perhaps of trying to get some sort of political change that will perhaps produce more sustainable resources or create a more sustainable society. After that, you get depressed because you realize that these things are not working. And finally, you come to accept the situation that our extinction in the near future is inevitable. And also you need to own that emotionally. What I mean by that is that you own the fact that you will die and that the people closest to you or their descendants will die in the forthcoming environmental disaster that will wipe us off the face of the planet. We need to accept that. Now, that's not a depressing thing, that's an accepting thing. And the reason I think that's important is because of the emotional consequences that it has. If you imagine that you're working with people or you meet people who are terminally ill, the kind of approach that you're going to take towards them is going to be very different. It's going to be, on average, probably more compassionate, more attempting to be empathic, more caring and more loving. You're going to try and get them what they need and so forth. Now, if we recognize that the people in the world around us are all going to die horribly quite soon, which is actually not unusual. We've always been confronted with the fact of our own deaths. We then approach them as terminally ill people, including ourselves, and we approach our own lives as fulfilling everything on the bucket list, being nice to people and so forth. And if we approach that in that way, we may end up with a situation where actually we won't all die, there won't be a mass extinction, and we'll all survive. So I actually think it's very important to go through that process and reach acceptance of the reality of our own extinction in order to make that less of a reality. Although I'm not going to be in denial about it, I'm not going to pretend that I don't think we're all going to die out quite soon. I do also recognize that there's a psychological phenomenon where people always think the world's about to end. And also, being a religious person, I'm prepared to accept that some kind of miracle may save us from this disaster. But that miracle has to be done by us. It may be done as a divine intervention, but we have to do it. It's no good just lying back and praying, although that would also help. It's about what those prayers achieve in people's behaviour that will prevent the problem from occurring. So, if you like this video, please rate, comment, share and subscribe. If you dislike it, please tell me why so I can improve, and I'll see you tomorrow.